Hey guys, it's Eric, owner of Farpoint Farms here in the mountains, North Carolina. And tonight I wanted to share with you one of the items I picked up from the 2019 Raleigh Ham Fest. That is this beautiful Radio Shack realistic DX-100 general coverage receiver. These things I was very surprised to hear when I got home have some mixed reviews on the internet, but when I was a kid this was a highly coveted piece of shortwave equipment. This picks up pretty much everything that you want to pick up as far as terrestrial signals go. Obviously it doesn't have digital modes or anything like that because we're talking about something here. I believe this was probably early 80s. If this looks case-wise a little familiar, I'm almost 100% positive this is the same case they used for one of the AM 40 channel CBs that they had out at the time. But it's a functional, it works, it's beautiful. I want to go over it. Here's a couple of close-ups of it. You can see some of the dials, and here's the back of it. Just a clean unit. I got a pretty good deal on it, I felt like. Now right now I've just got it here in the garage, and I've got it just with the little extendable antenna here, so we're not going to pick up many signals. But inside I've got a nice long wire antenna that wraps around the house, and it actually does a really nice job picking up stations, especially at night when the the skip is rolling and it's just kind of quieter without the terrestrial interference. So let me go ahead and I'll go through some of this stuff. We do have not a volume meter, a meter here that shows signal strength, and this is kind of interesting. It's not digital, but we have band select A through D, and it gives us the numbers 152 to 162. Then we have 155 to 450, then we have 450 to, looks like 1300, and then we have 1300 to 30. So pretty broad spectrum, and that's why they call it general coverage. What's also very nice about this, if you look over here, and here's a close-up of it, is we do have CW, we do have sideband, we have standby mode, then we have AM, and then we have with AM with a noise blanker. So that part really makes this kind of nice. And then we have our main tuning knob here, and then we also have this little fine tuning knob, which is really nice, so you can kind of really pinpoint it, because again it's not a digital receiver. So let's take a look at it. We'll go ahead and turn it up here, and we'll see if we can find any signals. Like I said, this time of day and with such a short antenna, I have a metal roof here, so I don't know if I'm going to be picking up anything. I'll tell you what, I'll start off with A, and we'll just keep it on AM. Okay, so I've got it on the C-band select. We're going to roll through it here. There are a few faint signals even during the daytime. I think it's the Overcomer. He's usually transmitting out from Tennessee, and you can hear him day or night because the signal's so close. There's no skip required. But let's go ahead and see if we can find him. He's usually right around here. There we go. So you do pick up a faint signal. I will say one thing, actually the speaker on this sounds pretty good. I do tend to use the earphones when I have it inside, which is where this thing normally lives since I purchased it. Let's see what else we can find. The other shortwave signal that usually comes in pretty good here during the daytime is University. Is it University Network? Eugene Scott's old, I think it's Melissa Scott now does it. Another Christian transmitting station, but Eugene Scott used to be such a trip, man. Yeah, I remember hearing him when I was in middle school. Even it was on TV, but lots of shortwave. And I think his third wife or fourth wife now runs it, because Scott died in 2005, I think it was. Not picking up anything else. Again, middle of the day, not a good time for it, but at least here in my location. Of course, shortwave's kind of faded away, but I was still thinking maybe with the rabbit ears here I might pick up one or two stations, but doesn't look like it. So we got the Overcomer, that's about it. I'll go ahead and turn it off. You can see the knobs light up like there, the dials light up. The fine tuning is really nice. Again, this is, I paid, I think it was 20 or 25 for this thing. And as far as shortwave radios go, of course it's been supplanted or bested by some of the newer equipment. And obviously a digital radio is going to have a little bit easier to tune in those faint signals, but for the cool factor, I mean, this thing sitting on the desk in the office, it's just a beautiful piece. It works well. especially when hooked to a long wire antenna, and especially at night up here where we really get the DX going as far as shortwave bands. So I love it. I think it's really cool, but I don't know if any of you are aware of this. Again, I found a few references, mostly on handboards, that said that they felt like it was a junk receiver, but I have to disagree with that. I have a Grundig, and I have many other lesser shortwave. Some stuff doesn't do sideband. This does do sideband, which is kind of nice, because you can listen to ham bands as well without having to break out the transceiver if you just want to listen. And I even have that airline, Montgomery Ward airline tube radio that was fully restored that does shortwave. Again, not sideband, but I have to say that, you know, they all operate fairly closely. I mean, one might be a little bit better when hooked to the same antenna, but not so noticeable that I would say that one is so vastly superior than the rest. Anyway, that's it. I just want to go over that. It's kind of my first radio review in a while. You know, I really haven't had any luck finding good radios lately. Perhaps I'm a victim of my own success. You know, telling everyone to get out there and look at those yard sales, go to the flea markets, that kind of stuff has led to other people finding those great radio treasures. And for that, I'm happy to hear it, man, because a radio in someone's hand means another radio on the air. Till next time, I will see you. I am going to go back to playing with this thing, but back inside on the long antenna. Take care.
There's always something that needs a little fixing on Farpoint Farms. Freedom is mighty sweet. Liberty sows its seed at Farpoint.